70s.
Right.
And things were going good. I owned a number of buildings in Toronto. And I had a real big change of heart at some point. A friend of mine who was in real estate, Chris Chopik, showed me a film, Into Suburbia.
Yeah.
It was a long time ago.
Yeah.
So I took it from there and said, you know, I've been studying this since I got to get smart.
Right.
I mean, I've always been ahead of the game somewhere along the line.
Mm-hmm.
So I always look where things are going.
Right.
I mean, where are things going right now when you really look at it, you know? What are the possibilities? So that's what I did. I said, okay, fuel is going to be in short supply, energy in short supply,
Right.
food in short supply, so what do you do? Well, I think the hardest thing for me is to become a nobody again. You know, I used to,
Right.
I had a chauffeur car and things like that.
Right.
You know, look at me now.
Change your value set.
Yeah, I lost all my friends, lost all my girlfriends.
Yeah.
You know.
Different things become important.
Well, yeah, and it's really been exciting for me because the more I delve into it, the more I realize, the more difficult it is. And I'm working on a sort of a theory called the negative job. In other words, if you have no expenses, you don't need a job.
Right.
So, and that's the problem I'm having right now. I have no expenses. You know, I mean, all my food comes from here.
Right.
You know, it's part of it.
Right.
You know, mostly for eggs. My cats, I used to have a couple of cats around.
Oh,
Take care of
wow.
the chickens.
You take care of them?
Oh, sort of. This
Come
one's
here.
having problems.
Come here. What's his name?
That's Dusky.
Dusty. Come here, Dusty.
Dusky.
Dusky.
Yeah. Dusky. He's a strange little cat. It's kind of fun. Yeah. Very, very friendly cat. Yeah, they put it in the shoulder. So I just put it before I went on vacation. I put a little cat away, which I just really enjoyed. He was just a terrific cat.
Yeah.
I could just tell him anything. He was with me about 10, 15 years through everything I've done. You know, we go to Florida in the motorhomes and stuff like that. It was just great. So it's been kind of hard.
Wow.
For me, and that just worked like hell for the last 5 or 6 years, and then this year I finally decided I'm just going to break out and do different things.
Right.
Get a bit more, I guess emotional is the word, more feelings and things like that. So I've been a good dancer quite a while ago. I always had dance partners, and I just started dancing again last year, and ended up with a partner again now too, and we're just having a great time. You know? So this year is the year to have fun. I love cycling, I love kayaking, so I go kayak. I have kayaks all
Yeah, no, I saw that online.
sail,
Saw your kayak,
all
yeah.
kinds of stuff. So I think the thing with me is that I tended to, because I didn't have much in the way of relationships with females,
Yeah.
I put all my effort into, like you can see.
There you go. Thank you for having us. It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Like it's.
Well, it's a real learning process, and I have to really say that what is most apparent, perhaps in your shoes right now, is probably one of the things I probably feel is not the most important. You know, it's not important to have solar cells or windmill or whatever it is. It's important to cut down.
Right.
And if you actually cut
Right.
down to nothing,
Right.
it's incredible. I mean, just like I was in Mexico, I had a bicycle, and that was it.
Yeah.
You know, and you basically had to live off the land for a lot of people there. You know, that's what they have to do.
Right.
So,
That's what we're aiming for.
yeah,
There's a number
well,
of us who are thinking about that and aiming for that. So it's good to.
yeah, and you have to make choices. I mean,
Right.
when you have wonderful women, you know, how do you say to them, well, I'm going to go live like Matt? And they'll
Right.
say, goodbye. So, you know, that's what I did.
Yeah.
Just left everything behind. Started with just the simplest things. This was the first thing I built, 6, 7, or 8 years ago, I've forgotten now. It was just a little solar air heater. And basically I had some glass, put a box around it, painted it black, and there's some tubing in there.
Right.
And then I discovered it got far too hot, so then I put a blower on it. And then I put some little controls and things on it, some just sort of off-the-shelf stuff.
Right.
And it's been highly successful. It has unfortunately got too hot at times. You can see the cracks in there. So it's a learning experience, you know.
And what do you? This is air going through here, or
Just air. It comes in here, goes along there, and you can see it's
And
getting
it's
pretty
heat.
hot.
Okay. So it's heating the house then?
Yeah, and that was an experiment, and it's not the most successful, but it does really well. It's one of the main things. This was the next experiment here, which was a whole new idea I had. This is a solar water heater that works on a cistern basis and with thermal siphon. So I dug down 7 feet, put in a cistern, and there was blocks and stuff like that, and it's filled with water. And then I have a hot water tank in there, and I took a line off there down here, and then there's this manifold which goes up here, and it's black, and there's a mirror behind it, and it goes into the tank, and it just circulates on its own.
Right.
And it gets up to about 35 or 40 degrees Celsius, which is pretty good for a preheater.
Right.
I mean, I can take a shower in that. And then for more substantial heating, I then put in these evacuated tubes. I'm kind of a businessman that will, if a business goes broke or something, I'll come in and buy up some of the things going on.
Right.
So I got a whole bunch of those, in which I've used everywhere. I got them here, I got them there, I got them there, and I gave quite a few sets away, to friends that wanted to get started in the whole thing. These are extremely efficient. The water coming out of that, I mean, I always have hot water.
Right.
And today, it's funny, today I nearly had a meltdown. I got to make a little story about that. This set of tubes here, I was downstairs. That's part of the thing about living off-grid. You've got to constantly monitor everything, monitor the voltage, monitor, make sure the wind isn't blowing, make sure that these are not getting too hot. And I noticed there was a leak downstairs in the greenhouse. And looking at it, I thought, aha, I think I finally found the leak. So I put a wrench on it, and of course the whole thing busted, and there's hot water spraying all over the place. And it was pretty well impossible to fix it. So I had to, and these things here will get extremely hot. They'll melt right down. So I had to get a ladder out, cover them with blankets so they wouldn't get too hot, and then work downstairs. And probably it's working now, which is good. So that was kind of an exciting thing to happen today. It was pretty exciting.
Good way to look at it.
Yeah. And then we have